you do have a personality, your company has a personality, your organization. Ultimately, it's like, maybe it's a split personality, sometimes it is, ultimately it can't be agreements. But one of the reasons we do this, first of all, it's kind of fun to do, and it's actually, we're going to take you through an exercise. It could be interesting to take it back with your teams and stuff like that, because it's a good thing. It also has a very practical point of view. If you start working on creative identity and stuff, you're going to have to brief a graphic designer or something like this. You can say, this is our personality. This is why we need a bright color red as opposed to a soft color blue. You know, it may sound crazy, but you start working on the stuff, it becomes very, very important. So, you know, it's the basis of tone and manner in communications. Again, if you're the up and coming sports figure, you're going to talk differently in your communications than if you are the kind of companion. I give you safety, I give you guardianship and everything else. So what we're going to do now, and this will take a second or two, I'm going to show you a complicated chart. Okay, and let me explain this. This actually has a lot of history behind it. Personality has been studied very deeply. And actually there's two people who one is Carl Jung, a psychiatrist, who studied archetypes, that people dreams would dream about certain type of people. Then there was Joseph Campbell, an anthropologist who actually studied fairy tales, myths, legends, going across culture and going across history. So this is how they started organizing. There's a number of ways you can do this, a number of titles we can put in on this. If you look at even modern today in films, and this needs to be updated, you can start seeing some of these characters that go around this. This is, again, Gandalf the magician, Yoda the sage, Princess Leia the maiden. Okay, you'd recognize, yeah, I understand why you're putting that there. So what does this have to do about me? Well, the company Sue worked for, they do a lot of consumer research. They've actually done a lot of work with archetypes. And what they have done, and we'll show you what you're going to have to do for the exercise, but in each of these there's descriptors, okay, about, well, self-discovery, there's more, I forget all the words that go underneath this, but you start looking around and you say, there's companies that match, and it's just not, they ask, do you think this person's a wizard, do you think this person's whatever, they start, is it about strength, is it about safety, is it about growth, is it about power, what is it that drives this brand? And they actually, and this probably needs to be updated, it was done a while back, but they actually, through Europe, in the big 5 European countries, because they don't survey every country, kind of looked at the top 50 brands and mapped them out. And certain things you'd say, yeah, I understand this. A lot of the computer companies pop up as a magician positioning. They're about transformation, they're about joy, they're about discovery, they're about surprise. You know, Apple, Microsoft, you know, you could see that. Self-discovery, Nike. Someone about do it, it's about getting behind yourself, you know, feeling that way. This is interesting. Pleasure, this is Enchantress. This is where your Coca-Cola, where your Pepsi comes down to this area. And then what we will do, you will see these nice little graphics that actually take the word magician and say, what are the characteristics? So you just don't think I'm a magician. You start saying, is my company about being clever, mysterious, gifted? What is it trying to do? Is it about transformation, empowerment, delight? A warrior. Is it about strengths, dynamic, courage, action, power, victory? Or maybe this is always an interesting one. A jester is really about a disruptive technology, usually. It's about someone who changes things, that really messes things up, turns things on a head. So if you're a technology company that is highly, you know, creative, we're coming out to do something new, you're actually more of a jester positioning. Why is all this important? Because you can start seeing the words that forces you underneath that. You can then classify yourself, and you can start thinking, well, how do my competitors fit into that? How do they adjust to that? Where am I now and where do I want to be? So I'll give you an example. GPS systems, you know, little things you have in your car that help you where you get. I'm making GPS systems. What's my personality? Is it transformational? Well, how about I make a GPS system. It's so wonderful. You want to find the new world. You want to go over that road. You want to find a new valley, new discovery. You can go wherever you want. You have my GPS system. It is great. Go out there and find yourself, find the world. I'm an explorer. How about this image? You have one spouse, one partner home, it's raining, they hear the bridge is out, the roads are down, you know the rest of the family's out in the car. How are they going to get home? I have a GPS system that will always find the right route when either all the other routes are failed. So what am I? I'm a guardian. I'm making GPS systems, but now my position is guardian. So if I'm about explorer, I'm communicating differently. If I'm about guardian. How about this one? GPS system. You know, here's my positioning. You're by yourself in your car, you say, God, where am I going? I'm a little bit lost. Do I turn right or left? We're always with you. We will give you the right answer. We're your companion. Same product in a lot of ways, but how do I want to position myself? And that's a decision companies make. And then if you know that, you can look at, well, if all the other GPS systems are positioning here, I might have a differentiated positioning. That could be powerful. I also have a way of talking about myself now when I go out and start saying, let's communicate our GPS system. We all have to talk about the structure of GPS and how it works and everything else, but I emphasize, I take you to new destinations. That's my tagline, that's my branding position. Versus, you're never alone, or they get home safely. Each of those are different positionings, and it helps you map it around. Okay?